Hello everybody, this is Delifer, and we're back. It's actually just the same day. I decided to just record a bit more, seeing as I have enough time. For now. Meh. The absences stood out. Was there a cold going or something? Going around? I'm pretty sure a cold doesn't keep you away from school. At least that happens in all other countries. Other than the UK, because in the UK if we have a cold, we still have to go into school.
なんかあったのか?
Maybe.
マジか。すっかりいい加減警察にポイしちゃった方がいいんじゃねえの?
You don't know the whole story.
事情ってなんだよ。俺だけはぶられてんのかよ。
おはようございます。
Izami slowly appeared.
ちょっと宇佐美さん、聞いてよ。
はい。
椿どうなったの？あれから進展ナッシング？
ナッシングです。残念なことに。
So you ran around yesterday and for nothing. Izami didn't answer my question, but only lowered her head a bit.
昨日はどうも不快なことを言ったようで、すみませんでした。
Sure. I wanted to inquire about Izami and Mao's relationship yesterday, but she managed to dodge the subject.
どうしたの？二人とも何分かち合ってるの？
いえ、訳ありな事情がありまして。
また事情？もういい加減にしてよ。
I feel sorry for Ichi, sometimes. Ichi was probably annoyed. He left us and started chatting with a group of girls.
なんか悪いこと言いましたかね。
Don't worry about it. Izami's eyes and mine met. So how did it go?
収穫はゼロです。初日だし、勢いで3軒くらい回ってみようとしましたが、これが大変で。
Yeah.
暗いわ寒いわ怪物は出るわで、気がついたら朝日を拝んでいました。
What were you doing?
ガラスとか散乱してますし、いきなり床に大穴が開いてたり、ネズミが運動会してたりと、息をつく暇もなかったですね。
What? You look worn out.
いえいえ、これからです。
That's a creepy smile. Taking a second look, I noticed that there was a bruise on Izami's leg.
まあ、なんとかなると思いますよ。
Izami remained optimistic about the whole thing. Sorry, but I'll be unable to accompany you for the next 2 days. With regard to the property issue, a final negotiation has already been made with the Sano Corporation.
いいですよ。では、今日か明日にはひろあきくんを見つけ出すとしましょう。
Where did this courage come from? Why so confident?
今のところ、雲をつかむような手応えを感じてます。
Meaning you can't grasp it at all.
ですね。もう少しヒントがあればなぁとか思いますね。
How about looking over the photos and about the photos the culprit sent back one more time?
それもそうですね。
The bell rang as we spoke and a class started. Izami's inspected the photo thoroughly during the entire lesson. It's got some nice music, I have to admit that though. Lunchtime. The cold air on the rooftop was more chilling than ever. Spucky arrived at around this time. Oh, what happened today?
病院に寄ってたんだよ。
Took care of her mother, I guess.
あれ？みんなは？
Kanon's sleeping, Ichi, I don't know.
はるちゃんは？
The classroom, maybe. She's been staring at the photos all day.
そっか。二人っきりだね。
She looked happy. Anything come up lately? Their natural feeling from a few days ago, a few days back, aroused in my mind. Once more.
何かって、それは浅井くんも知っての通りだよ。
right, but I wasn't referring to the kidnapping.
ごめんね。昨日も心配かけたみたいで。変かな、私。
I couldn't really tell you.
昨日も心細くてね。
A shadowed expression crept onto her face. She's unstable. In any case, it wouldn't be wise to conjecture Tsubaki's feelings based on the bright's attitude. Would you like to go shopping today?
あ、いいの？
If you keep it to around 30 minutes, there's still time before the negotiation. I'll just hang out with her for a while.
やっぱりやめておくよ。
You're not in the mood? She forced a smile and let out a sigh of exhaustion.
ごめんね。せっかく誘ってもらったのに。私、浅井くんと。
She tensed up as if she was actually were preparing to say something, but then
浅井さん。
Izami jogged over to me.
浅井さん、ちょっとこの写真見てもらっていいですかね？
What? How rude.
はるちゃん、おはよう。
おう。
The greeting felt like an afterthought, as if she had almost forgotten in her frenzy.
ひろあきくんの顔がアップで写ってるじゃないですか。
Yeah,
すぐそばに倒れた書棚があるじゃないですか。
yeah.
今日の私の髪型どうですか？
Irrelevant.
すみません。書棚の下に白い書類のようなものが見えますよね。
I squinted at the photo. Just as Izami had said, there was something that looked like a document under the
こ
shelf.
れ、なんて書いてありますかね？
Huh? You mean on the paper? I put the picture so close to my eyes that the surface was practically kissing my nose. I can't make it out. It's either terrible handwriting or it's smudged. It doesn't look like something that was written for other people to read. Maybe it's a sheet from a diary or something.
日記といえば、椿はどうだ？
The three of us squeezed together.
あんまり見たくないな。
Makes me wonder who's in the middle.
そうか、悪かった。
There's no way she would want to see the picture of her imprisoned brother. What do you think, Izami?
わかりません。内容は。
Sorry, I keep hearing noises. And we're not even playing a horror game yet. I need to get sort of videos underway a few days early instead of uploading them all at once, one day at a time, because it always leaves me with a feeling that I should have uploaded something different or something like that. I don't know. The content?
はい。
Yes, I think.
これはアルバム。
Roman letters. She was right. It really did look like something written in English.
ここが A で、この辺が J ですね。
They said A and they said J. It doesn't look that way. Good eye
こ
there.
こ、ちょっと目がっつり開いて見てもらえませんか？
I got an itchy eye. Stop finishing the conversation. I want to scratch for a few seconds. Is that R and P?
何なんすかね？この RP って。
It's written right there at the beginning. A capital R and a lowercase p. Rope? Rip?
ダイイングメッセージですかね？
Is that a dying message? And who do you think would have died there?
まあ、この発見がどれほど意味があるかというと、微妙なところなんですがね。
Well, that's just great. She's right. It doesn't really help to be. It doesn't really seem to be that big of a deal. All we know is that it was a ruined building where Hiroki was imprisoned, holds English books. A library? That's where books are. I don't know. We could hardly call it a big step.
もう少し頭をひねってみますわ。
ねえ、はるちゃんは 何してるの？
Izami answered with confusion.
もちろん、ひろあきくんを探してるんだわ。
やっぱり。
Izami frowned.
何か、いけなかったか？
Tsubaki's lips were quivering.
無理しないでね。気持ちは嬉しいんだけど、なんていうか、はるちゃんは別に探偵さんでも警察の人でもなんでもないわけじゃない。
Okay, let's just say it's been a couple of days since this very time. So, you guys won't see any difference, but I probably will sound a bit different because it's sort of like I have to restart it because I had to sort of end the recording on that day. So, anyway, let's carry on with G-Senju. Izami looked confused after hearing this, and Tsubaki joined her in an awkward silence.
手を引いてくれと言っているのか？
Tsubaki lowered her head slightly.
だって、はるちゃんはどうして犯人を捕まえようとしているの？
犯人を捕まえなければ、今後第2第3の誘拐事件が起こるかもしれないぞ。
そういう正義感みたいなもので。
大口叩いておいて、私は身代金を奪われてしまった。責任も感じている。
I thought she was going to say more.
そんな、もういいよ。
どうしたんだ、椿。私はただ、犯人の手からひろあきくんを取り戻したいんだが。
Tsubaki's face changed dramatically at this point. She let loose her suppressed emotion that had been accumulating over time.
はるちゃんは、自分のせいでひろあきが誘拐されたと思ってるんじゃないの？
At some point, her wandering eyes had begun to stare straight into
犯
Izami.
人の動機のことを言っているのか？
だって、お金が目的なら、どうしてひろあきなのかな？どうして、うちみたいに普通の家を狙ったのかな？
I didn't expect this from Tsubaki. Not only did seeing her blame another surprise me, but to find she had genuine interest in the criminal's motives.
椿の言う通りだよ。魔王がわざわざ誘拐事件を起こしたのは、私を何らかの形で陥れるためだと思う。
じゃあ、私たちはとばっちりを受けたっていうの？
Tsubaki cried out hysterically. The warm atmosphere of a crowded school in the middle of the day froze in an instant.
ごめん。
Tsubaki's shoulders trembled, and she unsteadily covered her mouth.
なんでかな？ごめん。こんなこと言うつもりじゃなかったのに。
Tsubaki's family was suffering from hardship because of Izami. It somehow brought to my mind the image of a detective in a novel who found a murder case wherever he went. It's not that I don't understand Tsubaki's feelings, but the person she was taking a rage out on should be the kidnapper, not Izami.
私のせいで、ひろあきくんが誘拐されて、私のせいで家庭が不幸になっている。だから、もうこれ以上関わらないでほしいというわけだな。
Izami said this in a surprisingly calm tone. Tsubaki averted her eyes under the pressure.
どうしてそんなきつい言い方するのかな？
きついかな。
はるちゃんがよくわからないよ。
Tsubaki spoke with her head down and her eyes up, as if to judge Izami's reaction.
ごめん、迷惑かけて。自分、教室に戻ります。
With a face which clearly stated that there was nothing more to say, Izami walked away. Hey, I called out to the trembling Tsubaki. Have you eaten lunch yet? let's go and eat together, if you haven't. Tsubaki remained silent long after my invitation had dissolved into the wind. Take that as a no. Yeah, I'll say what I said. During the lessons, I kept an eye on Tsubaki from the seat behind her. Her mind seemed to have wandered off, as she answered the teacher's questions half-hearted their words. Okay. How do I go back? There you go. It's all paused on me. This is what happens when I have something rendering and whatever at the same time. Things don't like running. And I don't really like waiting for things to render. Ichi whispered to me during English class.
やべえよ。マジ今日は風邪でみんな休んでるからすぐ指名されるよ。
The coming winter brought flu season with it, it seems.
なんでこの世に英語とかあるんだろうな。っていうかなんで言葉の違いがあるんだろうな。愛に国境はないのによ。
Okay. You sound like a poet today, Ichi.
ああ、俺決めた。世界の共通語を日本語にする。将来そういう職場で働くわ。
I think that's probably impossible. I suppose at this point in life, unless every other language died. Sounds great. Still, to do that, you'll have to study English.
なんつうの？英語とかイタ語とかドイツ語とかはとりあえず滅ぼすわけだよ。
That's harsh. Do you really have to destroy them?
だってさ、大文字の O と数字の0がマジ見分けつかないじゃん。不便だってこれ共通語として。
O and 0. Yeah. It would hurt a lot of people if you destroyed their languages.
いや、真のアルファベットは俺が完成させる。
Wouldn't it just make it easier as well? I understand the idea of making every language the same. It would make things easier for everyone in the world. At least then, I guess it's all like if someone starts shouting at you in a different language, you understand what they're saying. I guess. Izami from a seat in front of us cracked her neck in our direction.
今、なんて
Huh?
栄一さん。
僕？
ええ。
アルファベットは俺が完成させる。
もっと前です。
大文字の O と数字の0が見分けつかない。
もうちょい前です。
セックスは面倒だけど。
I was not expecting that.
ほらほら、そんなこと言ってねえだろうが。
なんだっけ
Oh god. He said he'd destroy languages like English, Italian, and German.
それです。
She nodded silently.
一緒に滅ぼす？
いや、栄一さん、助かりました。浅井さん、雲をつかむような手応えが、綿菓子くらいになりましたよ。
I'm crying over that. I wasn't expecting it. What does that mean? Just when I was about to ask, the teacher glared at me. We might have been a bit too noisy for the class time. Izami averted her eyes and became silent. The lessons proceeded without a second thought. Izami hastily left the classroom after school. Wait up, Izami.
なんすか？急いでいるんですが。
Did you think of something just now?
ああ、そのことですか。
She said this as she thought had surfaced just now. I don't know.
そうだ。浅井さんに調べてもらった方が早いかな。
Investigate what?
気づいたんです。写真にあった書類の文字。
Oh.
あれは英語ではなく、多分ラテン語か何かなんです。詳しくは知りませんが。
Latin, you say?
RP なんですがね。
That's Latin?
栄一さんがドイツ語とか言ったので、一瞬ドイツ語かなとか思った時にピンときました。今日は風邪で欠席が多いみたいですしね。
I suddenly got it too. There, would. Are they medical records?
おそらくその類です。病院でお医者様がよく RP と書いているのを目にしてたので、それを思い出しました。
What does it mean?
確か、処方するとか、そういう意味らしいです。
I see. But wait. Hey, Zami. When we looked at that picture, didn't we decide that all other characters in the document were Roman too?
はい。カルテなんじゃないかなと疑って読むと、他にドイツ語で血液という単語を拾えなくもなかったです。
A Roman medical thingy bob. I found the okay. This girl knows German, eh? Though it might be German, I've heard there are relatively few doctors actually use German to take records. Apparently, they usually use Japanese or English.
はい。カルテにしては、日本語が少しも混じっていないのがおかしいとも思いました。
She adjusted her hair.
ただですね、お年を召した開業医の方の中には、稀にいらっしゃるんだそうです。
I always thought English was like the most known language. It turns out, what is it? It's Spanish, isn't it? The most known? Is it Spanish? Well, I don't know. English gets used the most, but Spanish is like the most known second language. I don't know. Languages. Alright. There was an old abandoned hospital. Would make sense.
調べやすいと思いませんか？
Hiroki-kun is imprisoned in an abandoned hospital. We can narrow it down a lot, huh?
はい。病院と分かっただけでもかなりの収穫です。
We should investigate quickly. I doubt there'll be that many abandoned hospitals, so we might find it right
昨
away.
日みたいに立ち入りの許可もお願いしていいですかね？自分も調べてみますので。
Ah, wait a second. I stopped Uzami before she could start off. What Tsubaki said to you just now, doesn't it bother you?
もう関わらないでほしいと言われましたね。
Yeah, it looks like Tsubaki's feelings got a little out of
気に
control.
はしていません。せめて椿たちが警察を頼るまでの間は自分なりに調べてみようと思っています。それでは。
She ran briskly down the hallway. I should probably get home. Maybe I caught the flu. My head is a bit aching still. There. Even so, that was an impressive find. Not bad, Uzami. Feeling a bit dizzy, I placed my palm against my forehead. No, I guess he does have a flu. Or just a headache. I had a horrible headache a few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. It was horrible. I received a phone call from Mr. Samoya while walking unsteadily throughout the crowd.
Asai-kun, 君のおかげで助かったよ。
It was nothing.
例の東区の件だがね、三輪という一家がついに折れてくれたらしく、計画はまた軌道に乗り始めたそうだ。
That's good to hear.
君がどんな手口を使ったのかはわざわざとうまい。何にせよ礼を言う。さすがは魔王といったところか。
Samoya was quite pleased. No, I should be the one thanking you. I really appreciate you lending me leading that place to me. Lending that place, whatever.
東区
Words.
の廃墟か。
Just as you had stated, even the gangs and the homeless wouldn't go near there. It's really a wonderful place.
あの病院跡は警備会社の人間をたまに巡回させているからね。
I see. Is that all for today?
その廃墟の件だがね、
What is it?
担当の人間から偶然耳にしたんだが、ついさっき。
Who?
さあ、警察の人間ではなさそうだったらしいがね。
Did they leave a name?
こっちが山王物産だと知って尻込みしたらしいな。だから当然立ち入りの許可は出していない。
Thanks for the heads up. I'll contact you again soon. I hanged up and sank into thought. Was it Uzami? If it was her investigation, her investigation is proceeding faster than I predicted. The pictures might have been a bit too much of a hint. If all I wanted was to inform the family Hiroki's safety, I would have just put the phone up to him. There's no need to go out of my way to send a photo of where the hostage was kept. There was no doubt Izami would try to find Hiroki's whereabouts through the photo. However, my true aim lies elsewhere. They won't find the hostage even if they search the hospital. This marks the second major mistake, Izami's second most major mistake, the first being the fiasco with the ransom. And this will eventually fuel the flames to strike Izami and Tsubaki. That's why I sent the photo. Helping the Sanao Corporation with this troublesome land accusation trifle might be the main goal of this kidnapping, but that's not the full extent of my motives. Izami Haru. The woman is one of the few people privileged to acknowledge my past. She's also the only one searching for me right now. I want to finish her, but I'll have to let her go this time. The hints the photo left were more troublesome than expected. I was nearly caught by Izami running through the downtown area too. Of course, no evidence that could lead that could clearly indicate my location. Oh God, words was left behind. Still, you can never be too careful. If the search for Hiroki had taken just a bit longer, I could have taken a friend away from Izami. Of course, making use of Tsubaki. Nevertheless, the seed has already been planted within her. Now all I have to do is wait for it to bloom. Lastly, I'll contact Tsubaki. I'll give her back her brother. However, I must make my point clearly. If she dares contact the police, their family will suffer more. Once more. Because after all, Tsubaki still has two younger sisters and brother. I don't know. Half of this I'm not actually reading. I'm sort of missing the words. Meh. I returned home immediately after the negotiation and took a short nap. I feel like I have a fever. Maybe I really did catch a flu. Someone's here. When I picked up the receiver, Yuzami's face appeared on the monitor. What do you want? The abandoned hospital? Ah, yeah, I looked it up. Would you come inside for a bit? Yuzami softly replied in the affirmative words. But you know, it really isn't necessary for you to come in person. Just give me a phone call next time.
いやいや、2回くらいかけましたよ。
Oh, really? I was probably asleep.
そうっすか。風邪っすか？お大事に。
I spread out the printouts detailing the request, information on the coffee table. It was all sent from the real estate agencies. Well, it seems to be called Iriji. I've heard it was abandoned in the eastern outskirts. The hospital's founder, Dr. Iriji, was some guy born in Meiji era. He died long ago. I don't even know what that is. It's Meiji. I told her about the address in detail.
さすが財さん。ありがとうございます。
There's no other abandoned hospital in the city that matched our criteria.
早速出かけてみます。
I'll go too.
本当ですか？いいですよ。体調悪いんでしょ？
I'm not going because I'm worried about you. The owner of the hospital is of the Sanao Corporation. If anything goes wrong, it could cause a scandal for Sanao. I've got to keep an eye on Yuzami so to make sure she doesn't get into any trouble.
では行きましょうか。
Damn. I don't have any military gloves.
貸しましょうか？お揃いにしましょう。
I left my home disgusted. He really does not like her, does he? The residential area gets especially cold at night. I received a phone call from Tsubaki on the way to Yuzami's apartment. What is it? Just as I finished asking, Tsubaki's unbelievably joyful voice came from the other end of the line.
浅井くん
What is it? Did something happen?
浅井くん聞いて
She spoke so hurriedly that I almost, what? Emphasized, I don't know, saliva pouring out of her mouth.
帰ってきたの
Oh wow, you actually really did send him back home. And this is new music, it seems. He's back?
Eh?
Hiroki's back? It might have been my mind playing tricks on me, but it felt like even my voice was shivering. It sounded like she was crying. She repeated the mumbled yes repeatedly. That's fantastic. My whole body relaxed after hearing
迷
this.
惑かけたね浅井くん本当にありがと
No, I didn't do anything. I only let you help me make a fortune.
うとにかくそれだけだから
Alright, Hiroki must be in shock too. Cheer him up for me. I'll come visit him sometime.
おやすみ
She left me with a farewell, enriched with endless joy. Looks like she can finally have a good night's sleep. I let out a long sigh too. I don't have to worry about the police showing up anymore. Izami, it's just as you heard.
よかったです。
A smile appeared on her lips, words, meh. However, her eyes only bore a strange glow.
これで警察を頼ることができますね。ひろあきくんが帰ってきたのなら、ことを大っぴらにできます。私も警察に色々と証言するつもりです。
True, the only reason we didn't contact the police was because the hostage was still in the culprit's hands. Now that the hostage is back, there's no need to hesitate.
今日はもう遅いですし、帰ります。椿の家に行くのは明日にします。
Right, we don't have school tomorrow.
おやすみなさい。それにしても、よかったです。
I nervously watched Yuzami leave. I must do something. Unlike Tsubaki, these circumstances didn't give me the courtesy of rest. Okay, I'm going to end it there then. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.